started in 2016 and I started learning more. I would search YouTube. I wouldn't find anything. Like I wanted to know how to film. I couldn't find anything, so I ended up using my iPhone. And then later in 2017, I found out one of my influencer friend here, she told me, go get yourself a ring light. I'm like, where do I find it? I searched so many stores, like it's crazy. I couldn't find it. I literally even on Amazon, it was available in US Amazon and it wouldn't ship to UAE and it was so expensive. It was so expensive. And then I finally found one ring light in Canon store, the Canon camera, and it costed me 2,000 dirhams, which is around, I would say, I don't know how much is that. That's like 400 US dollars, 4 or 500. So for me, it's always has been just to be myself. Literally, that's my number one goal, to be authentic and to be as raw as possible. That's why I would say like I achieved this, growth in such a short time because I always just showed my real struggles. Basically, what got me out there was the thing when I showed my facial hair. So no girl I feel before me ever talked about this struggle. So I literally showed my, sideburns, my chin hair, like, and I waxed it. And that's when I got tons, like I received thousands of messages saying how they felt comfortable after watching my video. That video had 3 million views. It was all over the internet and people reposted it on Facebook and they got 12 million, 20 million views. Yeah, it was crazy. That's where like I felt like I broke the internet. So that's where I felt this is my thing. Like I need to at first I honestly just shared my skincare routine with everyone because that was my thing, just be real. But that's when I actually realized when I got so many supportive comments and messages that, oh my God, we never knew even girls like you can go through this. I thought I was the only one, stuff like that. And I was like, no, every girl goes through this. Like, all of us have facial hair, but then no one really chooses to show that. And once I showed it, like, it made a huge difference, I felt. And then I showed my laser hair removal journey, and that's where I felt everyone was relating to me, and that was really relatable. And like, they just felt we can relate to this girl. And that's what keeps me relevant all the time because whatever I show is real, like real struggles. I would show real makeup looks, not like too dramatic, nothing that's not wearable. So that has always been my thing, to be as real and authentic as possible. Because even if we see advertisements, we always see girls who have already shaved arms shaving it. It's like, who are you kidding? But I actually showed like my real waxing routine where I actually showed how the hair comes out and stuff like that. And that really made people relate to me. It has around 10,000 comments. It got a lot of views and comments. I was even shocked. Like I didn't expect it at all. I shared it like my normal skincare routine. Because you're always getting that much exposure, you're just out there. You're open for opinions all the time, even the unwanted opinions, which you never want, but then they just come. So that's one of the biggest cons. Like, I didn't ask, but thanks kind of situation. So I would say just that, to be honest, nothing more. I never, honestly, in the beginning, ever received hate. I would hardly receive hate, but sometimes, obviously, here and there, it's social media. People are always, there are a lot of negative people there. Sometimes some people are just so hurtful. I just block them. Like, I just feel the block button is so powerful. You have the control of your page. You can just delete, block, and it's good. That's all. And these people, honestly, I feel it's their problem. Like they are hurting themselves and they're just gonna take it out on someone else. And the fact that I choose to show a certain side of me only, this is not even me, like how would you know who is me? and they still choose to just hate that. Like they don't know anything and they just want to send hate, which is pretty annoying. But then it's just part of being a social media, like a public figure where you're just open because you're a public figure. You have no other choice but to accept it. If it's so annoying, you can just block or delete, which I sometimes do. And then sometimes I just keep it. I just want them to keep, you know, doing whatever they want to do. And these trolls always have like the fake display picture, fake username with 0 followers, and they post nothing. And all they do is send hate. Love how Instagram is all about anti-bullying. So you have certain words you can filter, you can restrict accounts. So they would think they're sending you hate, but it's honestly not visible to anyone. God, I was a little shocked. Like I always thought these things happen in movies. That's real. That's actually real. I started getting messages from people from my high school. Those were my seniors, some of them were my juniors. They would say, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. We went to the same school," and stuff like that. And I was like, girl, like they wouldn't, like we never spoke. Or if ever we spoke, it wasn't something nice. Like I knew these girls. They were basically, I would say, those divas, the popular girls who wouldn't think of anyone, mean girls. So those were the girls messaging me, and I'm just like, why are you messaging me now? Like you never spoke to me back then. So yeah, that is actually very true. But my friends were supportive. My family was supportive, so that was nice. But all these irrelevant people, they came and then they just left. They don't even follow me, I feel. They just wanted to stalk me and just probably try to get some clout. Maybe they wanted to stick to me, but I just didn't let it happen. I was just like, I felt so weird. I totally felt that this was fake. Like, why are you messaging me now? But yeah, that's always like I honestly thought that this never happens, but it actually does. Soon as you see someone, glooming, I mean, blowing up and then blooming and doing stuff, they just want to go to them. That's like a genuine thing. Like, even if I see like similar influencers like me, I still can't be friends with them. I feel like it's really hard to find someone genuine because even if you think that influencer, although like we're in the same industry, we're supposed to be friends, but it's never the case. People are really jealous. Like they act like your friends, but they're not. They just want to take away your secrets or maybe just want a feature on your story and then just go crazy. Like I didn't know people are like this. Like this industry really opened up my mind. Like it made me see things I never thought actually happen. I always felt that these things happen in movies. Everything's real. A lot of influencers take you as a competition instead of just being friends, which is bad and so unhealthy. Like we're supposed to be all about women empowerment and stuff like that. But I realized the women who support women empowerment the most are the ones who don't act upon it at all. Yeah. So I've seen a lot. It's very hard. It is, because you don't know why they're talking to you. Like, is it because of you as a person or your social media, you being a public figure, because they just want to brag that, oh, we hang out with her, she's this person, show her, like, take pictures together and then show it to their friends. I've been through this. Like, people take pictures with me. I would think that we're generally hanging out, but then later I would find out they're just trying to flex, take pictures with me and show it to their friends and say, oh, we hung out with Manal. And I'm just like, what? Fake people? Like, that's why I prefer to hang out with people without telling them who I am. Like, I try to hope that they don't know me because I want them to know me as a person instead of you know, my whatever, social media personality or anything like that. Like I want them to know me as me, as Manal, not Manal Muffin. always. And my mom is the one who keeps telling me, Manal, you have to. Like, it is a good thing, but not in this world when people only want to make use of your this quality. Like, they're gonna take advantage and take away. And then at the end of the day, you will become really bitter. So you have to stop being so kind and see the good in people. Like, don't be that optimistic. And I'm like, I'm trying. I don't know. When I started, I was just going through a phase where I just didn't know where to, like, what path to take, you know? Like, I was just very lost at that time. Like, I was taking a break from my university because a lot of things were happening at that time because, you know, over here it's the visa issues. So I was going through some visa issues, and if you don't have a valid visa, you can't do much because everything requires a visa over here. So I just felt so out of place, and I was just like, what's the point of life? You know, things like that. Yeah, and I just felt like all my friends were going into their unis and getting somewhere. And that really just, and I would always just think, what am I gonna do? So I think that thought just brought me here because I would always think, like, what am I gonna do? And like, I just always had the mindset of doing something, but I didn't know what it is. So I think that was that one hardship where I just felt like, you know, and then because all my friends got busy, I really felt like obviously they're moving forward with life and I'm not doing anything. And I literally I was sitting at home all the time. Everyone was busy with their lives. So I really felt like lonely kind of situation where, because everyone is doing their thing. That's what really pushed me to do something on my own, and it brought me here. If it wasn't for those hardships and those situations, we wouldn't have like worked hard to get where we are now. Like, if our mindset, like if we were chill at that time, we wouldn't have felt the need to change anything. We would be in the same situation, the same routine, doing the same old thing. That hardship got us to where we are. That's why they always say, like, every hardship, after every hardship comes ease. So this, you know, like at that time we felt like, why is this happening? But now it makes sense. I tried London's visa thrice. I got rejected 2 times. Finally got it the third time. And both the times in the beginning, that was an invitation too. I got invited by a really good brand. I don't know if you know the brand Lush. They make the cutest bath bombs. They invited me to their headquarter in London to come and experience something really cool in their factory twice. And both the times I applied for the visa and they just didn't give me the visa because they thought I'm just gonna stay there forever. I don't know. Yeah, so they just felt and they just kept rejecting. And I just felt so sad because London was my favorite city ever. But then I finally visited it last month on my own, alone for the first time. It was crazy. I was alone in London without my parents, without anyone. And it was amazing. I stayed there for a week and I had like the best time ever. It was so nice. I was scared because I was alone. I never traveled alone ever. And like first ever travel and then I go to London. And like that's my first time over there and but it was really nice. Like I loved the city. I'm used to all this modern, you know, buildings, the landscapes over here, the tall buildings. I'm used to the modern life. So when I went to London, I really liked the vintage vibe over there. Everything is old and the history, like it's so nice. And the weather. I love the weather because obviously I'm used to the sun. So for me, the gloomy weather was nice. For us, it's really strict. Like this is one thing I love about Dubai. Like the government over here, they're so strict and disciplined. They catch you with one thing, you're gone. Like you get a big fine, and the fines over here are like big ones. So you really can't escape anything. Like if you're, it's mandatory. It's mandatory. You can't stop. like you can't do anything of your own choice. And then because we have visas over here, and if you really break the rules, they'll send you back to your country. For us, it's still like they're maintaining the social distancing like really well. Everything is like we don't have the lockdown, thank God. Like the lockdown period was so depressing because we used to be at home by 8 p.m., which was so sad, and like it felt so bad. And the gyms were closed and everything was closed. But now everything is open, but the quantity of people, the maximum is reduced to half. So if like a gym class would be for 20 people, now it's for 10 people. So everything is like cut down in half, and then everyone, like if instead of being next to everyone at the treadmill, we leave one treadmill in between. Like there's a lot of social distancing happening, and then the masks are mandatory. Like you can't go anywhere without the mask. And even in the car, if you're not sitting with your family members and you're just like someone else, like maybe your friends, and if you're more than I think three, all of you have to wear the mask. It taught me a lot. Like I felt like a new person coming out of the pandemic. Like the lockdown period, I think because we all spent time with ourselves and just our family, we really got to connect with ourselves, and that really changed us. Really love what you're doing with your page. It's amazing because like we usually don't see, the support Pakistan deserves, especially people, the influencers. So I'm glad you're doing this and using your platform for something like this. It's amazing. And my mom is actually a number one fan of your page. She's the one who told me about your page, and she was like, when it post Easter stuff, tag Faces of Pakistan. They post really nice stuff. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I just love what you're doing. Keep doing it. Amazing. And I love how you're coming up with new concepts. So more power to you. And thank you for having me.